Today is February 7th, 2018, and we're not doing a new lesson today. We did up to lesson 12 yesterday, and that's the last lesson you need for your mid-module. So we're not going to be doing any more lessons this week. We're just going to be reviewing and clarifying and solidifying what we know. Okay, so today your learning goal is I can use what I know about fractions to solve a real-world problem. Here's an example of a real-world problem. Here's what it says. Mr. Chan made 252 cookies for the annual 5th grade bake sale. They sold 3/4 of them. So did they sell all of them? If they sold 3/4, how much were remaining? What fraction was remaining? 1/4 was not sold. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that that's going to be important. So let's put 1/4 of 252, right? Because that's all the cookies were not sold. Because we know altogether there's 252 cookies, and they sold 3/4 of them, which means 1/4 was not sold. Do you guys agree? Okay. Now, 3/9 of those remaining cookies were given to the PTA. 3/9 were given to the PTA. So, is that 3/9 of 252 cookies, or 3/9 of what was left over? Yes, 3/9 of what was not sold. So, if 3/9 was given to the PTA, what fraction was not given to the PTA? Of the remaining cookies? 6/9. So 6/9. Is it of 252 or of the not sold? Okay, of not sold were split by how many students? Split by 12 students. Okay, and the question's asking us, how many cookies will each student get? So in order to figure this out, we first have to figure out how many cookies were not sold, right? So how can we figure out how many cookies were not sold? Well, we know it's 1/4 of what? 252. So let's first figure out how many cookies altogether were not sold. Let's do that in red. Okay, so it's 1/4 of 252. How do I write that as a math equation? 1/4 times 252. How do I write that as one fraction? Well, it'd be 252 over what? 4, which is the same thing as 252 divided by 4. So let's write that in standard algorithm. If I have 2 hundreds, how many times can that go into 4 groups? 0. So I have to regroup it into 25 tens. 25 goes into 4 how many times? 6. What place value are we in? 10. When mom multiplies, how many were used up? 24. And how many tens are left? If brother brings down the 2, we can see how many ones do we have? 12. So what's 12 divided by 4? 3. And what units are we in? Ones. 3 times 4 is 12, so we know our remainder is 0, right? I'm out of room, so I'm not going to write it. 63, what's our units? Cookies. Is that my final answer? Each student got 63 cookies? No. That tells us that 63 cookies were left over and they were not sold. Now, what happened if this is all the cookies that were not sold? What happened to them? This is 63 cookies. What happened to them? Did they all get given to the PTA? No. 3/9 were given to the PTA, and 6/9 were split by the kids. Do you agree? So how can we figure out how many cookies were split by the kids? We have to find 6/9 of what? 6/9 of 63. Very good. So 6/9 of 63. How can I write that as a multiplication equation, Araf?
6 times 63.
Well, 6/9 times 63, which is 6 times 63 all over 9. I can see right away that 9 and 63 are related, right? So I'm going to rewrite that as 6 times 9 times what? 7 all over 9, because then I have similar factors, and I can replace those with 1. So then I have 6 times 1 times 7, which is 42, all over 1, so it's 42. Did each student get 42 cookies? No, because 42 cookies were split by how many students? 12. So how do I show how many each one got? I have to do 42 divided by 12, which is the same thing as 42 over 12. And how can I make that into a mixed number? How many wholes do I have? 3 wholes. And how many 12s do I have left? 6 12s. How do I simplify that? 3 1/2 cookies. So each of the 12 student helpers got 3 and a half cookies.